the money value of time, MVOT, is not the same as the time value of money. Just to be clear, the number one reason salespeople fail is not a lack of skill, but a lack of focus. I would actually say that's the number one reason why personal brands fail. Not a lack of skill, it's a lack of focus. Too many things to too many people, too many times they lack discipline. So one of the exercises that helps create our mindset, gets our mindset right about this, is understanding the concept of MVOT, MVOT, money value of time. Now, the MVOT is another phrase that we coined, but it's not like our concept. It's just understanding that all of us have an hourly rate of pay. Everybody in the world has an hourly rate of pay. You might not be paid for hours, right? If you're paid hourly, you do. But even if you're Warren Buffett, all of us have an MVOT. You know, just to make a quick distinction, the money value of time, MVOT, is not the same as the time value of money. The time value of money, that concept is around investing. It's saying, what is a dollar invested today? What is it worth in the future? What is the time value of that money? What is this dollar worth at some point in the future ahead? What is the time value of money? So that's about compounding interest. MVOT, the money value of time, is different. It's actually a much simpler concept. It's just saying, take your total income for the year, like whatever it is, and however you earned it. Could have been hourly, might have been profits, could have been commission, could have been bonuses, could have been equity, could have been all these different ways that we get money. But take the total amount of money that you made, divide it by the number of hours you worked. That is your hourly rate of pay. MVOT just means, what is your hourly rate of pay? What is the money value of your time? Not the time value of your future money. Just what is your hourly rate? It's not rocket science, right? It's just take how much money will you make in income this year, subtract the vacation time, figure out what your monthly goal is, divide that by 12, that's your month, divide that by 4, that's your week, divide that by how many hours you work in a week, and that will give you your average hourly pay rate. And then if you actually divide that by 60, that is what we would call your MVOT. MVOT is not an hourly rate of pay, it's a minute. It's what is your rate of pay per minute. And why do we do this? We do this for the same thing we talked about in the last section, where we were calculating how much do you get paid per call? How much do you get paid per appointment? It gives you a way to translate and not just think about money and results, but to go, I'm getting paid for the work I'm doing. I'm just not getting the money right now. It comes in some other form at some other time in the future, but I'm getting paid for it. Well, once you get clear on what your MVOT is, you don't waste time. Because just like we said, hey, here's $20, make a call. Here's $20, would you make a call? Here's $4, would you make a call? And we'd be like, yeah, if someone was standing there handing me $5 bills, I would just make calls like as fast as I can. This is kind of the same thing as you go, I'm not going to get distracted watching videos about how to make a giraffe costume on YouTube when I am present and conscious about what every minute of my time is worth. Roughly speaking, if you roughly work about 50 hours a week and, look at all these different pay rates. So if you make $75,000 a year, I mean, this is in the US, this is kind of close to the national average. Like the average salaried employee, makes $45,000 a year or something, right? So if you're over here, you're almost, double that or close to that. If you're in this category, you're making really good money. Like you're in the top 1% of wealth in the world. As you get over here, it gets maybe not the top 1%, but like the top 10% for sure. And then, as you get over here, it's getting pretty crazy, but this is hourly rate of pay. So the concept here is the same that we were talking about. One technique that will help your team have a better attitude is to teach them to think in terms of being paid for their activity and not for their results. Help them calculate how much they get paid for each controllable activity based on their annual goals. But you have to create a culture where your salespeople learn and realize, and you teach them, you help them understand that you always eventually get paid for the work you put in. Only sometimes does the pay show up right now, especially in sales. Why? Because it's a pipeline, right? The work happens today, the money shows up tomorrow. You have to teach them to understand that so that they don't get discouraged. Part of what you're doing as a sales manager, you're managing processes, you're also managing emotions. Literally, like you're having to manage emotions. You're trying to help them through the muck, which is very real. It's difficult. I mean, it's not an easy thing. The vast majority of salespeople will become masters at finding things for themselves to do as a justification for not doing the things they know they should. Here's what inside salespeople do. Here's how it looks like for them. If they show up for the call, I'll do the call. And if they buy, they buy. But if they don't show up on the call, I don't have time to be tracking them down, right? If they didn't buy on the call, I don't have time to be tracking them down. Like they do, they sure as heck do. It sure is worth their time to, but they will create 1,000 other things to do other than doing that. They have to be managed. This is the word. This is management. Now, that doesn't mean you're yelling at them. It doesn't mean you're saying you're lazy. It doesn't mean you're saying you're stupid. All it means is that you're drawing to their attention the fact that there is a pool of people sitting in this pipeline stage. What's going on with these people? And you're just drawing their attention to it, and they'll go, oh yeah, I need to call those people. Great, let's do that.